and OBS decided it had enough, I guess. I didn't actually touch anything. I swear to God, I didn't. Guys, this is, continuing to stream after a conversation like that is not easy. I'm not sure. Hold on, sorry. It wasn't an accident. I didn't do anything. I didn't touch anything. Listen, guys, again, what I said, I'm not sure. I might have been, internet might have disconnected before I was able to say it. What I wanted to say is that Boozy is there. Boozy is in Twitch. He doesn't stream as far as I know, although maybe it's not a bad idea for you, Boozy. I seriously think you have what it takes to be a good streamer, man. Seriously though, follow him. Just so you have means of... Oh, by the way, refresh. Refresh. If you still haven't... if someone still hasn't refreshed, refresh. You should be live. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so guys, just so you can keep in touch with Boozy. I feel relieved but absolutely impacted. Just talk to us. We're still here, man. We're still here. I hope that at least it's just more than me. But if it, you know what, even if it's just me, man, talk to me. Listen, what I wanted to say, I had a lot of thoughts running in my head while you were talking. I noticed that you tend to blame yourself. I made mistakes. This is all the result of my mistakes. All of that, this particular state of mind. I think it's dangerous to blame. I think that people who are addicted, people who deal with addictions, are often victims of. I think we touched on it, but just I would like just to expand on it a bit. Are often, this is my opinion. Okay, feel free to disagree, but they're often victims of circumstances. Of a bad, coming from a broken family, of where you have an alcoholic father or someone who's not even there, and or just abusive parents, growing up in poverty where drugs are all around you. It's very hard to say no in this kind of situations for a lot of people. I'm not saying that everyone put into this situation would actually say yes to this, but it's important to emphasize how most people. Oh, Kitty.
We've always been together. We're four of a kind, having fun all day.
Kitty, thank you for the 100 bits. But listen.
Best friends are we. I love you, guys.
Listen, thank you, but you're not required to do anything. I hope you know it already. I think all of you guys know the drill by now. You are not here to throw bits at me. This is not why I started streaming. Story that alert ruined your flow. No. Don't apologize for anything. It is too late. Actually, speaking of mistakes, let's look at what Kitty just did. Shall we? As far as I'm concerned, you guys are fucking awesome. You're not capable of making mistakes, even if you decide to give me bits. Listen, though, what I wanted to say was that I want at least to remind people that when it comes to drugs, first of all, let's do we want this stream to get a bit more political? By the way, just say it. If you don't want me to get into it, then leave it alone. Also, another thing that I would like you. Oh, thank you for those. Thank you for those 4,000 channel points towards the playing Outlast. I don't know if it's ever gonna happen, to be honest with you guys. Not a lot of time left, and I don't know if I'm gonna stream that often until the end of the month. We'll see about it. But so you might have just flushed these points down the toilet, basically. I hope you're fine with that. I would. Oh yeah. I wanted to ask if there's anyone in the chat who would like to talk. Not necessarily on Zoom. It can be through just voice, either voice chat or just here in the chat. Just writing under their story, their experiences, whatever. So if there are other people here who would like to talk about addiction-related stories, encounters, experience that I've had, I will take the risk. Okay. Appreciate your sacrifice, Kitty. Sorry, I just refreshed. Oh, no, it's fine. Kita. I don't know why it happened, by the way. I swear I didn't touch any buttons this time. There is something wrong with my own channel, however. It's not refreshing the chat for me. This is how I can see the chat these days, because I still don't have my second monitor. Fuck my life. So I assume there's no one else in chat who wants to share their stories. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I don't have a plan B, but that's fine. So I can either share my own experiences. They're very limited. It's completely cathartic, I guess. No, that's not the right word. But they look ridiculous in comparison to what people like Boozy have to deal with on a daily basis. I haven't personally dealt with addiction, so I don't have any stories to share. Yeah, I don't. Obviously, I don't really expect any of you to have. I would like to learn more about you. What would you like to know? I feel like you're making a grave mistake there, by the way. There's not a lot that is share-worthy in my biography. Not as much as I would like to, at least. I can tell you about my own experiences with addiction, but it's going to be very underwhelming. You're a great human. Come on, Jesus Christ. Please, we're getting carried away here. No, I'm not. Just some doo-doo streams. Okay, I'm going to give you my version, but again, it's completely underwhelming compared to Josh's, Boozy's. If you are comfortable sharing your experiences, we would love to be here for you. Well, let me just clarify and go. Oh, my cousin was on will the stream be able to be watched later, or did you not record? Oh, are you Ford, Chevy? Oh, wow, Chevy or Dodge? You're Boozy's cousin? Then we just ended the segment where Boozy was talking about his experiences with addiction. But you can definitely check out the VOD, the VOD, VOD. How do you call it? Am I the only one who calls it VOD? No, I know that I'm not. Yeah, Boozy is my cousin. So once this stream is over, actually, since we just finished the first segment, the stream died basically. So the VOD might already be there, so you can check it out. So please go ahead and do. And let me know if it's there. It was quite lengthy. We went into great detail about his experiences. Right? I call them VODs too. Guys, we haven't talked about the reasons that many people find themselves addicted to different substances. I know it's not really this kind of stream. I'm in no position. I'm no expert on anything. I'm no expert. Certainly not on streaming, by the way. But it's almost always to feel some void in people's lives. Wait, you call them VODs? So no one called them VODs. Okay. I don't feel like a weirdo at all now, Kira. Thank you for that. my personal, I had two. I can count two, 1.5 maybe, experiences that some people would call addiction related. It's important to remember that when we talk about addiction, it's not just about the obvious things you can addict to and completely ruin your life, like drugs, alcohol, drugs like heroin, cocaine, all that shit. What? How is it good? It's important that seemingly harmless activities can turn into addictions. And this is okay. This is a pretty common one. Like a lot of people get addicted to these things. But at some point in my life, I was addicted to video games as well. I know you can tell by my skills in many video games that I actually stream. You can't, right? You don't see it. I'm not a good gamer whatsoever. I really, it looks like I'm fucking playing with my fucking forehead. Same way that I type, by the way, huh? Good that you don't feel weird. Sorry, I have quite a delay since I'm on mobile. I was being sarcastic. I always feel weird, and I feel 10 times more weirder when I get called out on shit like that, like mispronouncing VODs. So for me, it was when I was about 25, 26, I got heavily into World of Warcraft. Now, World of Warcraft just came out. Like it came out in the end of 2004, I think. So it was still new. And I gotta say, for me, if you guys, by the way, if you guys actually play other MMORPGs or are old enough to have played other MMORPGs, then you probably think I'm a fucking idiot, because World of Warcraft should have never been considered the best MMORPG out there. No, to us you're pronouncing it correctly, but to us I'm playing RuneScape right now. Exactly, RuneScape. I knew someone was gonna come up with a better game. Yes, there were better games back in the day. You had Ultima Online, you had RuneScape, you had Asheron's Call, all kinds of stuff. EverQuest as well. But for some reason, my first encounter with this genre was through World of Warcraft. And I got sucked completely into this game at a time where I shouldn't have allowed this to happen, because it was right when I started going to university, studying after a long period of being pretty much a shut-in, living a hermit's life completely. And World of Warcraft offered me something that real life could never offer me. Because overwhelming. Because overwhelming, you live in your own bubble. I feel that entirely. Yes, definitely. And again, it offered me some kind of reward and this kind of games often do, that no other real life activity, if you were me at least back then, could offer me, could compare with. The rush. I don't know if you guys feel this way about games, about video games, but I used to. I love sleeping. Okay, I'm a sloth basically. I can sleep easily, and I'm not exaggerating, 16 hours straight, and I would wake up completely fine after that. Some people feel like they're even, I don't know, they get migraines, or they just can't physically, they can't physically sleep for any longer than 8 hours straight. Right? Castellan knows what I'm talking about. What's up, Castellan? And back when I was addicted to WoW, I would not sleep a minute over, I think, 6-7 hours. And I'm a person who needs to sleep minimum of 8 hours a night, a day. These days it's day. And the first thought that I used to wake up with was, fuck, today we're gonna run this dungeon, that dungeon. I don't know what I'm pronouncing everything. I'm gonna hit level 30 today. Thinking about all the fucking fat loot that I'm gonna get in this dungeon or whatever. That shit was on my mind 24 hours a fucking day. And I can easily sleep for 16 hours. Dude, you're my soulmate. I always knew it, man. You were fucking soulmates. I don't know many other people who can do that, by the way. I don't know. It's just me and the other person, the only other person who's close to me that can pull it off, even top this kind of shit. She can sleep for 1 day, 24 hours straight, if you let her. Is my wife. So that's why we're together. So the game completely took over my life for a very limited time. I wasn't addicted for it for, years. It was a few months, a few very intense months. And it hurt my studies. I was in university back then, and some days I would not go to uni at all because I just wanted to stay home and play World of Warcraft. Wait, I only get 2-3 hours a night. Wait, we talked about it. Yeah, I know. You are so much not like me in that department. How the fuck do you function? How the fuck do you do it? Seriously, I would fucking die. I would die after 2 straight days of not getting more than 3 hours of sleep a night. Yeah, I would collapse. 5, 6. I think it's normal for most people to sleep between 6 and 7 hours a day. In our super achieving, goal and driven society world, people feel like sleep is a waste of time. We can talk about sleep some other time though, and I have many stories to tell. Most of them you wouldn't want to hear whatsoever. But no, we can talk about it. We can actually go in depth about it. It's a fascinating thing to talk about, actually. The way we live in a world where sleep has absolutely no value, right? It's considered nothing but a waste of time. It's taking its toll on my body big time. Maybe it's time to slow down, Kitty. Just saying because I'm concerned about you, not because, I'm not judging. But I die at weekend, that run 20... Yeah. Wasted XP time, yeah, right? This is what I'm talking about. This is completely distorted view of this reality as far as I'm concerned. But let's go back to my stupid addiction story. I'm embarrassed to call it an addiction story even. But no, I shouldn't be, because the bottom line was that it affected my day-to-day life very negatively. If the activity you keep yourself entertained through which whatever, I don't know what to say, wrong proposition, but if you're doing this activity for if it's taking completely over your life and it's hurting and damaging other aspects of your life, it's definitely reached to a point where it's a fucking addiction and you need to put a stop to it. It is so relevant, not embarrassing. I don't even remember what I said. So I was addicted to World of Warcraft. You know what? I'm fucking proud of this addiction because I got to be addicted to World of Warcraft at a time where it was still a good game. Sure, it wasn't EverQuest, it wasn't Ultima Online. Eventually, I don't remember even how I put a stop to it. What made me quit? I didn't even quit, by the way. I just toned it down a bit. Instead of playing, 18 hours straight, I cut it down to 5 or something like that. It was a matter of just deciding to do it, I think. Again, because I don't... nothing dramatic happened. I didn't go cold turkey on World of Warcraft. It just happened. Maybe I lost a bit interest in the game at some point. Any WoW players here? It's funny because everyone, I don't know, if you go through Twitch right now and look for the World of Warcraft category, you'll see a lot more active players, or a lot more active people who stream it right now than you did a month ago. The game is seeing a tremendous rise in its popularity right now, and I think it's because there's a new a new expansion, DLC expansion, one of these. It's coming out soon, so everyone is trying to get to max level before the expansion hits the stores or whatever. And I got to watch a few streams of people who streamed it. And believe it or not, I'm actually considered getting back into the game. I think I told Castellon about it. I talked to him about it yesterday or a couple of days ago. Okay, that was a lame addiction story, I know, but because if there's one privileged addiction that you can get, I guess, if you want to have one privileged addiction in your resume, it's probably video games. I also think it is because of the lockdowns, etc., and the fact that weather is terrible and people are getting ready to hibernate for the winter and to be recluse. Yeah. But you're right about all of this, by the way. But specifically here, no. I think that if you compare, you know what? I'm not gonna argue with you. Whatever. You're right. I still maintain that it's the expansion, though. But you're right. No. I'm kidding about my addiction. It wasn't an addiction that cost me. I didn't have to pay an especially high price for that addiction. It came. It was with me for a few good months. By the way, one of the things I will always remember is while I was actually enjoying playing the game every day for 12 hours, 16 hours. But when I was doing it, I was completely entranced. The world was fucking dead to me. It was just me and the game, just me and my character, me and the next level. But at the end of every session, when I hit that log out button, I remember how fucking disgusting I felt with myself. I don't remember ever feeling so disgusted about any activity. Well, again, I'm not, but it did take a severe toll on my psyche. I think not an irreparable damage or anything like that, but I went to bed feeling like shit after each session. Again, waking up the next day completely forgetting how I felt about it just 8 hours or 6 hours prior to that, and ready for another day, 16-hour day of adventures. But this is one thing that I will take with me from that addiction. The expansion therefore played a part, then it got delayed, which is Kitty, do you play WoW since when? I mean, how long have you been? You sound like someone who plays WoW. In game, you feel like a boss. Then afterwards, you realize you have wasted your life away. Yeah. I mean, the drug wears off, the magic wears off, and you just find yourself a degenerated person, a person who doesn't take care of what they, look like, their appearance, or you don't do any physical activity other than just sitting in your fucking chair for 16 hours a day. And this is what you have to confront when you hit that log out or exit button. It's very hard. It's very hard. Not hard enough. No, it's very. I mean, I don't know. Theoretically, I think because I got sick of the game eventually, or the magic wore off eventually. But think about a game that gets constantly updated. There are a lot of periods in a game's development cycle, or MMORPG's cycle, where it's inactive, where not much is happening. There's no new content is being uploaded. So mostly you just do some repetitive, mindless activity, daily quests, shit like that. But imagine how destructive Sorry. I did for a really brief time about 10 years ago. I have that with ESO for 10 years. I played ESO as well, by the way. Were you heavily into? So you were heavily into ESO. There was a period when I was heavily into it. I was never addicted to it, though. ESO came out when I was a bit older and wiser, and I had more responsibilities in my life that made sure that I would not get too involved with it. Well, you never waste in anything if that makes you happy. I never waste in anything. Time. I definitely wasted a lot of time there. Then again, I do have a lot of great memories from that game. I actually made some friends that, well, I still don't keep in touch with, unfortunately, because I'm a person who doesn't know how to keep in touch with people for very long periods of time. I don't have this ability, unfortunately. But there are a lot of great memories involved, attached to that game. Time, money. Another more serious addiction that I'm still battling. You know, I'm battling with. I'm still fighting these days. And this is gonna be a bit more serious. I've talked about it on some other people's streams. I have been suffering from depression for a long time. Was when they changed the vet ranks champion point system on ESO that made me call time on it. I don't even remember when that happened.